Hey guys, Zach here, back on the knife show today. I wanted to make a video. This is kind of a video response to two separate videos that are out there. One to Mr. Jim Skelton, and if you don't follow his channel, I'll link it below. You should check him out. To his recent rant on knife dealers, and to my good buddy SuppaVillin in his little discussion about collectors versus users. I kind of want to touch on both of those topics here for a few minutes and copy up as a video response to both of those gentlemen. So as you can see here in front of you, I've got a little bit of my collection. I've got what do I have represented here? Strider. I've got your Tad Dauntless, George, Curtis knives, Strider S&G, Emerson, Chris Reeve, and my good buddy Will Moon. My Will Moon Mark 6. But anyway, this really isn't a show off so much as to talk about the different rants that I mentioned. Firstly, Jim, great video on the knife dealer rant. Absolutely couldn't agree with you more, and I think I'll stay away too. I'll take the high road. I won't name names for certain ones, but there are certain ones out there that I will definitely frequent because it's just easier to navigate the site. The site's easier to navigate. If something is on the site that's easy to find, I know it's in stock. Nothing gets me more PO'd than searching a site and then thinking I'm going to finally score, whatever knife I'm fiending after that day or that week, and only to find out it's, out of stock. Keep the stuff that's in stock either towards the front of the list or have a separate in stock only list. Some of the dealers do. Some of the dealers do, and that format is awesome. All right. I'm going to put a shout out to my guys at Monkey Edge. Monkey Edge, they oftentimes, if they don't have it in stock, they won't even have it on their site. They'll take it down completely, or the color options won't be shown. So they kind of get it right in my eyes with the way they do that. The downside for me, of course, buying from Monkey Edge, separate rant altogether, is that since I'm local to them, I have to pay tax, and tax on one of these $400 or $500 knives is not cheap. Not cheap. Free shipping aside, or the ability to drive over there aside, tax is a kick in the balls. So Jim made a good point there, and I couldn't agree more with just being able to search and find, especially when you're starting to look for some high-end custom knives, a specific custom knife that's hard to get. Some dealers will have them, and then they'll be gone right away, and it's first come first serve. In a way, that kind of makes the hunt a little bit more exciting. Because if you find one and it's in stock, let's just take for instance the Chris Reeve Sebenza 25. Obviously not a custom knife, but there's so few right now that as soon as they hit stock at any number of different sites, they're gone within minutes. The ones that are out there, so it helps to have for quick search if those things are only shown towards the top, or only in stock things are shown on their site. So I'm with Jim completely on that one. The bigger issue that I wanted to touch on is PayPal. And Jim, you hit this one out of the park, dude. Sites that don't accept PayPal absolutely kill me. Having used my credit card all over the internet to buy all sorts of shit. Of course, as you guys know, I'm a gun and gear guy outside of knives. Knives is just one of my seemingly many passions. My card information seems to get hacked maybe twice a year, and I have to get a new debit card. I have to go through the claim process. I have to update with my power company, my electric company. I have to update all my billings to the new card, and it's a phenomenal pain in the ass. So anytime I can use PayPal for that reason alone, just for the security. And I'm not saying PayPal is the most secure thing out there, but it's definitely more secure in my eyes than putting your card numbers in some random knife dealer's website. Secure my ass, right? The second piece he touched on was the being able to hide money from your spouse, or sort of, Obviously, he's not lying to his wife, but he's certainly not also telling her that he just dumped $5,000, $6,000, $13,000, $2,000 on any knife, any particular knife. Don't ask, don't tell works quite well for collectors, in my opinion. Unless you're just one of those completely eccentric dudes that's out there that just wants to show off how much money you can possibly spend. For me personally, I like to go with the don't ask, don't tell method, and having my own separate fund of PayPal money set aside. Of course, now I'm divorced, so it's not really a big issue, but I like to keep money for knives that I've sold or different things that I've sold in my PayPal account for the specific purpose of purchasing other things, other knives. On top of it, I have my couple of my major credit cards also hooked to that account, so I can keep everything kind of neat. All my charges, running them straight through PayPal, and I will go out of my way to buy from a vendor. I will pay that extra money, just like Jim said, to be able to use my PayPal account. It saves me the hassle. It's easy. I can do it from my phone. I don't have to have my numbers memorized if I don't have a particular card on me, because I don't carry all my cards every day. I don't like to carry, keep all my eggs in one basket. PayPal has that stuff stored for me. So I couldn't be more with you, Jim, when it comes to vendors and PayPal. Actually, vendors and PayPal is a bigger deal to me personally than being able to search quickly for certain knives. Although I am with you on that other topic. Now we're going to jump over to SuppaVillin actually, and talk about users versus collectors. Now I'm both. I'm in the middle. I'm kind of with you, my friend. I'm a collector and I'm a user. Okay, obviously you have some amazing knives here, that Vanquish, that engraved stuff. There's no point in buying those knives and using them. There's plenty of other knives that are more reasonably priced that are going to do just as good of a job. And as a collector, we're passionate, so we're going to seek those out. I would give my left nut for let's say that St. George engraved blade that he had out there, if any of you guys have seen that one. And as collectors, we'll do that. We will buy, we will sell, we will trade, we'll do whatever we can to feed that need to collect, and whatever certain blade or maker is currently at the top of our list. And that is completely up to us. Alright, there's probably going to be guys that come onto my channel, and there's friends of mine and family. You tell them, oh, I spent $450 on this VCP. Okay, which is actually a pretty good price for a VCP, but I got it straight from Les, so there you go. Or I spent $1,300 on this, or I spent $1,000 on a production hinderer. Not even a true custom, but you spent $800 or $900 on a hinderer. While I might disagree with spending that much on a hinderer that's a production model, I totally get it. I'm with you guys. If you're passionate about it, that's what drives the price on all of these things. And obviously we're not alone, otherwise the prices on these things wouldn't be where they're at, right? Most of mine here that you see in front of you, a lot of these are in the $250 or even above, up to $500 or $550 range. Okay, I use most of these. I don't hard use them though. This Curtis F3 flipper has been used a bit. I haven't beat on it. I've cut some things with it. I've carried it. And depending on the knife, some of these I will hard use. This Strider S&G, obviously here, these are in the 4, this is a Z-Wear version. This one was 450 or something like that, 475 maybe. I've used the hell out of this thing. I've cut all kinds of shit with it, alright? And I don't have a problem with that. Certain knives in my collection I will set aside, just like SuppaVillin does, and I'll use them. I'll know that it's going to diminish the value of it. One, it's still going to maintain a fairly high value just because of what it is, but it's going to diminish the value of it, but it brings me enjoyment. Having this knife, being able to cut stuff with it, being able to actually put it to hard use, which is what it's intended for, it makes me smile, it makes me happy. And that's up to me to decide. And that's up to you guys to decide too, as collectors or users. I have a lot of knives, and obviously they can't all be users. You're not going to be able to really, this is just a fraction of my collection here on the table, you're not going to be able to hard use or even use all of them. Some of them you're going to set aside just because you don't like them as well as others that you're carrying right now. This Emerson Journeyman, obviously not the most expensive knife on the table. I really like it, but I haven't used it much. So right now it's in the, you know, mint Safe Queen style condition. Not for any other reason, but that there are other knives that I prefer to carry more than this at the moment. I will probably carry this in the future, but that's just kind of how I feel about it right now. And as collectors, our tastes will wax and wane as we go through our collecting life. Here you can see I just picked up a 3V Monkey Edge Edition Strider DB. Okay. Will I use it? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe I'll keep it in this completely box mint condition and trade it for something later, you know, because these are kind of a rarity. You know, they're done in limited production runs, so maybe I keep this and use it as a bargaining tool. Or maybe I keep it and just keep it in my collection just because I think it's cool and never use it. My Moon I've actually used. I feel I'm going to probably pick up 2 or 3 though of these from Will. So this one I've designated right out of the box as my user. So some of the other ones I pick up for him I might put aside and keep in the more mint condition. He's an up-and-coming maker. If you don't know him already, you will. You will. So I like to get in, you know, early on a maker's stuff, so you could say you were there when he or she was up and coming. But yeah, don't come to my page either. You know, don't come to us collector/user pages and say, oh, I would, you know, I only buy knives that I would use. You know, if that's the case, then you probably only have 2 knives, 2, maybe 3. Maybe you have a small slip joint, maybe you have a slightly larger knife, tactical folder, and then maybe you have a fixed blade of some sort. If you have more than 3 knives, you're both a user and a collector. You need to admit it. You know, you need to go to Knifeaholics Anonymous, because nobody really needs more than 3. You know, I've got a couple of buck slip joints and some other knives I collected when I was a kid that I've used the hell out of, and they are every bit as functional as they were as the day that I bought them. You know, did I really need to expand my collection to all these other ones? No, but they're cool. I enjoy them, and that's for me to decide. Just like it's for you to decide that all of these on the table are completely ridiculously priced and you would never buy them because you can go buy a $50 Kershaw and they would do everything that these would do. While I would disagree with you, I think there's at some point where you cross over in price between getting hard use and function out of a knife and cross over into the collector world of knives. I think that is around $350, $400 personally right now. If I had to pull a number out of my ass, I would say we're around the $450 maybe. You're gonna get good hard use folders that are gonna outlast, you know, your standard China Kershaw, or you know, your lower end Buck, or any of the other lower end brands you're gonna buy. You're gonna get better edge retention, better life, just a better knife all around. As soon as you start crossing that $500 range though, into the 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, 1000s, 2000s, 3000s, 15,000s, you're collecting. You know, you're a collector at that point, or you're just ridiculously rich and you want to take out really expensive knives and beat on them. But you're buying them for an enjoyment outside of the use of them. And I just kind of wanted to, make this video to talk again to touch base on Jim's video, and also touch base on Mr. SuppaVillin's video, and kind of agree with both of them. Now Suppa, I don't have. I think about the most expensive knife I have currently is in the $600 range. Outside of historic pieces, which are kind of almost priceless to me. I have some historic stuff that's set aside, which obviously, again, I'm not going to use, because why would I? Why would I use a historic piece? Why would I use an engraved Vanquish? You know, just like you said, you have no reason to use it. It's there because it's beautiful. It's a piece of art. You know, it speaks to you on another level, and so on. I don't have any knives that value currently, but I get it. I get it, and I probably will have knives of that value or greater in the future. Unfortunately with me, I'm a gun guy, so just the cost of ammo and purchasing new guns kind of offsets where I'm at with knives. So based on the extra monies I have, about this price range of knife is what I've been collecting the past few years. Anyway, hopefully you guys get something out of this. If you, I'm going to link both SuppaVillin and Jim down below, but make a video response to this one or make a video response to their videos, and kind of just wanted to have this little rant, this little pile-on rant, you know, like minds, right? Groupthink almost on these things. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you later. See ya.